George Clooney.
All right. Mental health is just vitally important, and we need to really understand not only for ourselves and our clients, but our staff, and to be aware that it affects people in so many different ways.
I think to ask how are you doing was really important to all the staff. So we made a big concerted effort to make sure they were okay. We spoke about the controllables and the uncontrollables, and then you realise you can't change it anyway, so you just deal with what you can deal with.
The lessons that I learnt during the pandemic have changed the way that I move forward within my business, making sure that everything that I do is empathy-led. So being kind in business and trying to provide as much value as possible is something that I'll move forward with forever.
So I guess it's changed the way that we operate, because we need to be a lot more caring, open-minded and compassionate, and really, again, try to understand the client's expectations and needs, be a human first and be an agent second.
Personally and within my team, the pandemic has affected our business being on the forefront of retail leasing. We've had to come up with creative solutions and ideas, not only for our landlords, but also for tenants when entering into new leases or staying on their current leases. Just getting creative in terms of how we can balance both sides so that there's an outcome that's favourable for both.
COVID-19 in the industry in Victoria has been pretty tough because we've had to learn how to adapt and change. But if you just do the things you know you have to do, whether it be from the office or home, make the calls, make the connections, generally the business will follow you. So we had some of our best months during COVID lockdowns.
And so now our team is propelled into a really strong year this year off the back of getting a lot of stuff done that probably we didn't have time to do when you're out on the road and inspecting property. So in some ways that's been a positive thing.
While we were going through it, I've never worked harder in my life, but the opportunities that came from that hard work have been really fruitful. From a growth perspective, it's been a really positive time for us.
I think from a positive point of view, it's really helped the industry adapt and change and probably grow faster than it otherwise would.
Adaptability for me is the most important trait in my role. I say yes and I figure it out later.
Adaptability is an absolute key part of real estate across all of the property professions. Property is a changing and growing organism that you need to keep up with every single day. We adapt the way that we manage property, we adapt the way that we communicate with our clients, we adapt the way that we bring property to the market.
You have to be proactive, you have to be creative. So I think you have to adapt to change, so that's how you can survive.
Lasting changes that I believe will remain in the real estate industry, and more specifically my sector being retail, is a partnership relationship between landlords and tenants rather than a purely transactional. I believe it's more important than ever now for both parties to have an open communication line in order to have these tenancies leased and achieve favourable results for both parties.
I think that all the changes happened during COVID are here to stay. Work from home is here to stay, remote bidding is here to stay, and now the expectation of our clients wanting everything to be digital is here to stay.
Agents now are probably going to be considered educators and providers of information as opposed to showing and demonstrating an actual property. I think stage 4 lockdown, we transacted a huge amount of property with no face-to-face contact with the consumer at all. Once we got out of lockdown, they came back and wanted to deal face-to-face, but it gave us a glimpse into the future that if we're not careful, the industry may not be as relevant as what we think it is moving forward.
Is it okay?
That was all good?
All right, no worries at all. Thank you. No worries at all.